This year has been different from anything we have ever experienced in the past. We've had to learn how to grieve differently, we have adjusted the traditional way of gathering, and we have relied on our family more than ever. New phrases have come into our lives, such as social distancing, Zoom meetings, quarantine, and flattening the curve.
Our family at Glen Oaks have always prided ourselves in helping people move through their experience of loss, in giving them a place where they can create a memorial for future generations and to celebrate a life well lived. While we cannot all be physically together this year, as we have in the past for our annual Candlelight Service, we feel it's important for all to share their grief. We have created this virtual service so that while we may be physically apart, we can come together in a shared spirit of support and reflection.
While the times may be different, please know our desire to help and support you remains unchanged. Please remember that grief shared is grief diminished, and our thoughts are with you during this holiday season.
Ornamental memories. Ornaments brightly decorated the Christmas tree. Some delicate, some sturdy, some old, some new. Different shapes and sizes, crystal, glass, wood, or ceramic. Ornaments dangle on the branches, catching colors from a window or a candle, or a twinkling light. The ornaments bring back memories of Christmases gone by. The new ornaments represent hope and promises for the future. And when the holidays are over, the ornaments safely wrapped and packed away in their boxes till next holiday season. We still recall priceless ornaments, some funny, some happy, some sad. Times of celebrations, birthdays, holidays, and vacations. The glow and sparkle in our minds, catching the light of our memory. From hearing a favorite song or seeing a familiar sight, we never pack away these ornamental memories. We recall them fondly and often. They are cherished and treasured. They brightly and forever decorate our family tree throughout all the seasons of our life.
Hi, my name is Nelson. I am from Oakville, Ontario. And just like many of you, I've experienced a loss in my family earlier this year.
Nelson, please tell me about your father and your greatest memory of him.
When I was 1 year old, my mother passed away. So my memory of my father is of him being a very hardworking individual who did everything he could to raise my brother and I properly. We didn't see him a lot growing up, but we always knew he was there working hard for us and that he was supporting us in a way that he could. Later in life, after my dad had his first stroke, I then became the person who looked after him.
Would you share with us the story of your father's passing and the impact it has had on your family?
My dad passed away in March of this year, late March. It was on a Thursday. On the Friday, I had come in and made my arrangements for the ceremony. And at that time, we had gone with 50 people, which was the limit. I had spoken to my family that day and over the weekend. And by Monday, I had decided that we were actually just going to have my immediate family, my daughters, my wife and her mother, and my brother. It was difficult, to say the least, because being Portuguese, we're used to a very large ceremony, the entire family, all our friends, something that would usually last over several days. So I decided for their safety, I was going to not do any of that this particular time. But I did assure everyone that we would have a proper ceremony once things were safe to do so.
We're inviting people to light a candle as a symbol of hope and peace in remembrance of their loved one. Nelson, what has been your greatest source of peace and strength during this season?
Well, that's easy for me. It's definitely been my two daughters, my twin girls. They've been like a rock of support for me. They have been so strong and serene with everything happening. I couldn't believe it. They would often reassure me by saying, Avu, Grandpa's in a better place. He's not sick anymore. he's happy now. And don't worry, Dad, because Avu will always watch over us, and we'll pray for him, and he will always be with us. So they've definitely been my support throughout all of this. And even to this day, they're still supporting me every chance they get.
Nelson, what would you say to give people a word of encouragement or hope during this time of grieving?
Well, I don't think that there is really a timeline or a rule book for how you grieve. I think grief is as individual to a person as their fingerprints. There really isn't a way that I think you could tell people how to grieve. I think the most important thing is that a person feels that they're making progress, that they're working through it, and that they feel like they have taken the time to acknowledge their grief and taken the time to see past it and work through it. So I think as long as you feel like you're making that progress and that you're getting past it in whatever way works for you or makes you comfortable, I think that's the only true way to deal with grief.
I took my love and I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills. Well, the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can a child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Whoa. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. And time makes you bolder, and children get older, and I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. And time makes you bolder, and children get older, and I'm getting older too. So take this love and take it down. If you climb a mountain and you turn around, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide brought me down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, maybe, well, maybe, well, maybe, well, maybe the landslide will bring you down.
remember them. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. In the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. In the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. In the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them. So as long as they live, we too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them.
Tonight, I light a candle in honor of you, remembering your life in all the times we have been through. This candle represents our grief and our courage. The light symbolizes your memory and your loss. Day by day, we cherish the special place in our hearts that will always be reserved for you. We thank you for the gift your life has brought to each of us. The Glen Oak staff will now be lighting memorial paper lanterns and releasing them in the pond here on the grounds. These are to represent your loved one. The staff is lighting them and releasing them, doing it on your behalf as an act of memory and love. We wish you could be here today with us. For years, Glen Oak's Candlelight Service has been an important source of comfort and support for so many people during the days of December holidays. Rather than being canceled due to COVID, we are offering this service virtually this year to bring the light of hope, faith, and love into your life. Grieving during the holidays is always a challenge. COVID makes it even more challenging with the limited hugs, family gatherings, and live services. However, this virtual service is one thing you can do for comfort and support in 2020. While we can't gather here in the chapel to light a candle together, you can still light your own candle safely at home or wherever you are watching this video. Let me suggest you a few other helpful things, helpful acts that you can do this year. You can still look at photographs and videos of your loved ones that you are remembering tonight in this service. Whether they are printed on paper or on a screen, we can still cherish the comforting memories that photographs and videos of loved ones bring us. They are a gift that can bring us both tears and great laughter. Photos call us to say things like, "Remember that time we did this together?" Or wasn't that hilarious when we did that on vacation that year? Or something like, "Every time I see this shot, it brings back the story of," and you fill in the blanks. You can still play your loved one's favorite music, whether it's big band, rock and roll, country and western, folk, religious music, opera, show tunes, rap, heavy metal, or classical music. I don't know about you, but hearing that special song or that favorite singer or band brings back to me comforting memories of the ones I'm personally remembering in this service this evening. Music is a gift loving us through those songs imprinted on our hearts. You can still visit the cemetery, niche, headstones, scattering grounds, columbarium, waters, memorial plaque, mantle, marker, bench, or wherever your loved one's final resting place or memorial might be. You can spend time in quiet reflection about that person. If it's far away, then look at a photo or a video of that place. Even with COVID, we can still prepare our loved one's favorite dish, drink their favorite drink, or enjoy their favorite flower. You can also cheer on their favorite team, watch videos of their favorite type of pet, or you can hang their favorite ornament on a tree. So many things are canceled this year, but remembering our loved ones during the holidays is not. You might not be able to gather in person here in this yearly tradition, but you can still experience so many aspects of this service wherever you are, wherever you're watching this. This virtual service is recorded to be a gift for you. You can share it with family and friends. You can cherish the memories. Grieving in the holidays is a challenge, and we hope this service has made it a little less difficult. Bless you today and in the days ahead. Thank you for being part of this act of love today.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the day of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appears and the soul felt his word. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Oh, fall on your knees and their soul felt his word. It's a thrill of hope. The weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Oh, fall on your knees and hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine. Oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine. Oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine. Oh, night divine. Oh, night when Christ was born.
In concluding tonight's services, I would like to extend a warm thank you on behalf of all of the staff here at Glen Oaks. Thank you to Reverend Jim Gill for yet another beautiful and heartfelt service. I hope that his kind words have brought even a little bit of hope and peace, or even a new perspective on the profound losses that have impacted our lives. Thank you to the talented musician, Jules. Music can be such a cathartic part of the grief journey. When words don't seem sufficient, we allow music to be our voice. The beautiful tribute by Jules was perfectly fitting for a solemn but celebratory evening. Every single person viewing this year's Candlelight Memorial Service has gone through their own loss. And although each relationship is different and every loss unique, we all share our losses together. Going through the loss of a loved one during such an isolating and uncertain time poses a different type of struggle. For all of our families, we understand your frustration and concerns, and we thank you for being patient with us throughout the changes that we've had to make throughout this uncertain time. COVID has no doubt affected us all, from those of you who may have lost a loved one to this disease, to most of you who have not been able to celebrate the lives remembered how you typically would. Please know that we grieve with you. We have been trying our best to offer alternatives to give you all the best tools to move forward with your mourning. But our first priority will always be keeping the families that we serve safe and healthy. We want nothing more than to serve you and honor the lives of each and every person who comes into our care. And the pandemic has taken a toll on our role as final caregiver as well. It's up to us to take time to remember each and every life that has made an imprint on us, to make sure that the legacy of our loved ones remains strong and not forgotten. Although we won't have our tree of memories at the funeral home this year, we will be illuminating the trees surrounding our property on the corner of 9th Line and Dundas as a reminder of those gone but not forgotten. These trees will remain lit for the holiday season as a reminder that our thoughts are always with you. And we ask that however you may be spending your holiday season, if you do decide to put up a tree or cook your favorite festive meal, or whatever your tradition may be, it is important to take time to remember those whom we love, those who we have lost, and cherish each and every moment. Because as we have all experienced this past year, circumstances can change in an instant. We here at Glen Oaks are so proud and honored to be able to care for your loved ones and your families in such a meaningful way. So thank you, everyone. We truly hope that tonight has brought a bit of comfort during a season where our losses seem unbearable. Again, a huge thank you to everyone for viewing our service this year. We wish you all nothing but peace, happiness, and health. Stay safe and good night.